trying something new at TakePart Live because today we're kicking off our global initiative called TakePart World. TakePart World is made possible with support from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and what we're doing is bringing you guys stories of really amazing social change from developing countries.
We'll be introducing you to the doctors, hackers, directors, scientists, and young activists who we believe are making a difference so that you can make your own decisions about who and how you want to help.
Which brings us to our first theme, whether helping even helps. It's not about being cynical. We sort of just want to re-examine what aid actually means in this day and age. Like, technology has directly changed the world, and we're more interconnected now than ever before. And we want to learn about solutions that sort of respect the context and the complexities of the challenges faced by vastly different regions around the world.
We want to learn from our successes and our failures and apply a holistic approach to fixing broken systems. We're not saying we have all the answers, but we aspire to at least share stories of new and inventive ways to donate, volunteer, and speak out.
And with the advent of the internet and social media, it's really become easier to incite change on a global scale. TakePart World isn't just about telling stories, it's about inspiring action. And as always, we want you to take part all over the world.
So let's get down to business and introduce our first ever TakePart World guest, Dr. Anne Rimoin. She's an epidemiologist. I hope I messed that up in the okay, who travels the world researching emerging infectious diseases. Some people even call her a virus hunter, which is a badass job description if there ever was one. Welcome to the show, Anne.
Thank
you. Just say virus hunter. That's crazy. Can you tell me what a virus hunter is and how one becomes a virus hunter?
Well, a virus hunter is somebody who hunts viruses, in fact. So basically what I do is I try to look for the viruses that are crossing species from animals to humans. And the way that you have to do that is you have to follow hunters, and you need to look at populations and see what's happening and see that you can catch viruses as they're jumping into human populations so you can stop the next pandemic.
That's terrifying.
And when you were younger, were you just like obsessed with sick people, or what? How did you? How is someone like, you know what? I'm going to go to the Congo and like track the Ebola virus. Like, I just don't know how that ends up being your life.
No, not at all. In fact, my family likes to say that I avoided science like the plague, and now I'm a scientist who studies plagues. So absolutely
also,
not. I had nothing to do with
just
science.
in case any of you thought Dr. Rimoin was full of BS, look at her arm. She just got vaccinated before coming on the show. For what? What did you get vaccinated
Smallpox.
for? Smallpox. That's great. Well,
we'll get that.
I want to take a look, Dr. Rimoin, at a map real quick that shows the current Ebola outbreak that's going on right now in West Africa. The disease has now killed 467 people. Here it is. In 2014 alone, making it the deadliest Ebola outbreak in history. I remember Ebola from Outbreak, the movie, the idea of it. Can you just refresh your memory? What is Ebola? What is going on right now?
Okay, so Ebola is it's a very deadly virus. It's probably one of the most deadly known to man. And it causes these very dramatic, severe symptoms of internal and external bleeding, which is why it's called a hemorrhagic fever. So,
could we ever have an outbreak? I think everybody wants to know that. I think it's on the top of their brain. Could we have an outbreak of monkeypox or Ebola here in the U.S.?
Well, absolutely. We've actually had an outbreak of monkeypox here in the United States back in 2003. So it was from imported Gambian rats and people who had exotic pets. So people who have exotic pets got exposed and got monkeypox, and it's just as easy as that.
But it's bad. I mean, with this outbreak in Africa, it's killed, what, 600 people in the last year?
467, yeah.
Yeah, so why is it taken such a turn in Africa? Why is it so bad there?
Well, this particular outbreak is centered in a place where you have a huge population density, you have people crossing borders, so it makes it really difficult to track people, and then worse yet, there's real stigma against Ebola and fear about going to hospitals because they see their neighbors going to hospitals and dying. They don't want to go.
Is it really about, you know, the infrastructure or lack thereof? I mean, forget about information superhighway. There are not even roads in many of these places.
Right.
So that makes it difficult, you know, to send information, to gain information. Is that part of the problem?
Absolutely. If you don't know what's going on the ground, you can't do anything to stop what's going on and make these epidemics stop. So that's one of the biggest problems, is that there's very little information.
One of the reasons that we have you here is because we're trying to figure out and talk to folks who do what you do is, like I said in the introduction, does helping really help in this day and age? And sort of as you've had your career and as technology's improved and sort of, I would imagine, aid has changed, what have you seen as sort of the landscape has shifted? Does helping really help the situation?
Well, it depends. Helping can help if you are helping the right people to do things that they think are important, and helping can hurt if you're just throwing money at a problem, which is often what we see. I think that when you just see people saying, well, here's a bunch of money and go fix it, you know, that's where it's a problem.
It's an imperialistic way of looking at things. We'll throw a bunch of money at it, or we know how best to take care of something instead of looking at what's needed on the ground.
Right.
So it's part of the solution is really that old adage of, you have to teach a person how to fish instead of just giving them fish. Is that part of the solution?
Well, that's a huge part of the solution. You need to build capacity. You have to give people the skills and the knowledge and then the infrastructure and equipment to be able to execute what you teach them to do.
So before we go, we just want to take a look at your Twitter page.
Why are you so
sorry? Because she's one of the more interesting people I've met in a really long time, and you only have 156 followers.
Oh, come on!
I'm sorry, but if shit goes down in the United States, your Twitter page is the first one I'm looking at to tell me what to do. So everyone needs to follow
Look at her
her.
avatar. Put it back up.
Avatar?
Put it back up. Look at it. Where are you in this thing? Yeah, there you are. That is so badass.
Are you putting on mascara and a motorcycle? You're my hero.
All under my eyes.
Can we do? So we need to set up a bit of a Twittervention. I'm going to have to come and visit you at UCLA. We're going to have to do some talking. But you guys follow Dr. Rimoin at A. Rimoin right now, because as Megan said, when the shit hits the fan, you don't even know who to call.
This is the Twitter account I will be
I'll have all the information you need.
We're going to check in with you on the next Congo trip, because I mean, the truth of the matter is it's really fascinating to see you on your journeys, being able to tell people this stuff in real time. So keep at the Twitter game, you know what I mean?
I'll expect it. Maybe you guys should come to the Congo.
Okay, all right, that's a deal.
Thanks for your work. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for coming on. All right, I want to thank our first Take Part World guest, Dr. Anne Rimoin. And if you want to support Dr. Anne's UCLA DRC research program, you can go to the website below. The conversation doesn't end here. Take Part World will be an ongoing series, so join online at takepart.com/world as we figure out how to help together.